Hi guys, so today I'll be talking about how I failed. So it all started in my first year of university. I was doing my foundation. I was doing mathematics, physics, biology, and it was my final exam for my first year, first semester in university. So I got a supplementary exam that was in mathematics, and to be honest, it felt like the world was over for a few minutes until I got back to my senses. So what happened was I had so much faith in myself. I thought I was I thought I looked at mathematics differently because I took it in high school and I took advanced mathematics. So not that I was good at it, but I took it. Yeah, so when I entered university, I kind of looked down on mathematics. Like, I thought I knew so much, but of course, as well as you know something, you have to keep on reminding yourself about it. So I ended up rarely studying mathematics. I would attend the classes, but I wouldn't put in my own personal effort. I wouldn't put in as much effort. Yeah, so when results came out, I ended up not doing so well. Yeah, so that's how I failed my exam. For those of you who found yourself in a similar situation or wondering how you should handle such a situation, if you are ever to find yourself in one, from my personal experience, firstly, give yourself time. So give yourself time to actually feel bad, to feel sad, to actually reflect on your actions, to stop. So give yourself time to do all that. I would suggest not more than a whole day, especially if the amount of time that you've been given to study is so little. So I would suggest give yourself maybe like 2-3 hours, feel bad, and just get it all over with. If you want to cry, if you need to cry, if you need to talk to people. After that, plan. I would suggest that you plan how you break down the topics that you're going to study. For example, what I did was I wrote down all the topics that we did in mathematics in that semester. I wrote them down in a book and I broke down those topics into their subtopics. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but I feel that that's what helped me. I broke down those topics into their subtopics and I made a checklist. So each time I complete a topic, I would check it. So how I handled those topics now is I would start with the ones that I found were more friendly towards me. Because how our exam was that it was 5 questions. Out of those 5 questions, I think 5 or 6 questions out of those 5 or 6, you answer. Let's say there were 6 questions, you would answer 5 questions. Yeah, so I broke down those topics and I would tackle the ones that I had my strengths in, the ones that I found a bit easier. So that from those 5 questions, let's say 3 of them are my strengths. I strengthen my strengths, then I go to the ones that I actually don't know. So I did one whole topic a day. I would handle probability today. In the morning, probability. In the night, I would do the questions regarding probability. I would look for questions, past papers. So I would highly suggest you plan. You don't have to follow my plan, but that's what worked for me. Everyone has something that works for them, but I would highly suggest that you plan your time. I was given about a week to study, so I had to use my time very wisely. Then after you plan, divide your time. I mentioned this a bit earlier. Divide how you cover each topic. As I said earlier on, I did one topic a day. From those topics, I would do questions in the night. The next day I would move on to the next topic. So I would make sure I understand a whole topic in a day. I would push myself to do that. Also, what helped me was having someone to keep you accountable. Whether it's a group of people, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's your parents, have someone to keep you accountable. Have someone to motivate you or keep you accountable, or both, and encourage you, because sometimes it gets it gets dark. I won't lie. Sometimes you feel like you won't make it, like all this work is going in vain, like what you're studying is not what's going to come. So have someone to keep you accountable, to encourage you. I had someone from my class, a close friend of mine. I had them encourage me, help me. I would ask them if I have a question that I don't understand. I would ask them for help. I would have them encourage me. Not everybody's going to do that, but if you have one person in your life who can be there for you in that time of need, have that person. Open up to them that you actually didn't do well, and tell them, if you're able to, I need your help to this and this and this. Advice I would give you is to take the whole experience not as a curse, not as a punishment, not as a burden, but take it as a lesson. Till this day, I never forget what I went through. I never forget how hard I pushed myself during that time. Be self-motivating, because at the end of the day, it's your future. As much as there's someone there to encourage you, it's not their future, and don't rely on someone to encourage you. You might not always have someone to motivate you, encourage you, be there for you, but always remember that it's your future you're building. It's your exam that you're writing. No one's going to be there with you. It's up to you to motivate yourself. It's up to you to push yourself. And when it's all over, hoping that things went well, look back at it as a lesson. Look back at it as a stepping stone, as a perspective of life that you got to see that not everybody gets to see. Not everyone fails. Not everyone gets a supplementary exam. Not everyone, if it's repeating, not everyone repeats. Take that as a view of life that you got, that not everybody gets. So once you see life from that perspective, you do as much as you can to make sure you don't go back there. I'm not saying you should fail to look at life like that, but just take it as a perspective of life that you've seen that not everybody sees, and use that to your advantage. Use that to motivate you, use that to encourage you every time you need to study. That's my story. That's how I failed, but here I am today. I made it, and if I can make it, I believe you can make it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up.